All right, it looks like we're gonna, oh my God, this is so, I guess it worked out exactly the way it was supposed to be. Like I said, I had like 15 people register for the class, and we have a nice, small, intimate group of 3. So, yay. All
And
right.
I hope I can stay for the whole thing, but
Okay. Even if you can't,
there's a
you're
lot
gonna
of things going on around me, so.
okay. Yeah, even if you can't stay, you're still gonna get the replay.
Right.
Okay. All right. So since this is a nice group, I'm gonna mute everybody just because if people jump on late, flag me down, go like that. Okay. If you want me to just pause and unmute you if you have some questions, sound good? Okay.
Yep,
How about
sounds
that?
good.
15 plus people registered? And it's the three of you guys.
Bonus.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful that you allowed me to be here. So I'm.
Oh, no problem. No problem. All right. So I'm going to put you guys on mute, and then you should hear me. And let me see. Where is mute all? Allow participants to know. Let me just mute everybody. Okay. Because if other people sign on, there you go. All right. Everybody should be muted. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, hello. Welcome, everybody, to the complete Third Eye Training and Activation class. We are going to cover a lot of materials tonight. And I think all you guys have been following me for a while. You know I talk pretty fast. If you can't write that fast, don't worry about it because you're going to get the replay, okay? All right, so these are all the different things that we're going to be going over on this tonight. We're going to go over why you would want to open it. If is the third eye real? The benefits to opening it, the side effects, the dangers. Because you always say the dangers of opening your third eye. I'm going to go over and share all that with you. A lot of people always want to know, am I going to see scary things? We're going to cover that. We're going to go over, I just call them safety procedures, but it's just stuff to be aware of. A lot of people always want to know, can you shut it once you open it? So we're going to go over that. We're going to go over some aftercare or follow-up type stuff. I'm going to give you 10 different ways to open it in detail. Like, I'm not just going to say, do this, this, and this, and this. I'm going to say, do this, and I'm going to walk you through how to do it, okay? And then another question that people always ask, if they think it's open, but it's not working, they're not sure, we're going to cover that. And then at the end, I'm going to walk you through a guided meditation to either open it up, wake it up, or just completely activate it if it's never been on. So those are all the topics that we're going to go over here. For those of you guys who are watching the replay or new to first time ever stumbling upon here, my name is Judy Jameson, and I am a full-time psychic. This is my job. This is what I do for a living. But I'm not a fortune teller type psychic. I'm the kind of psychic who helps goal-oriented people tune into what their natural intuitive abilities are, and I teach people how to develop those abilities and then just apply them like magic into every single area of your life to just create a phenomenal freaking life for you, your family, your friends, your loved ones, however you decide to pretty much share and spread that magic to the world. That is what I do. Okay, so let's go in here and explain a little bit. What exactly does the third eye do? So the physical, let me see here. Okay, yeah, let me go back here. So the physical eyes perceive the physical world, whereas the third eye sees the intuitive or the spiritual world. And it pretty much it acts as like the captain seat of your soul, your intuition, your psychic senses. It kind of that is the seed of pretty much where it all starts. The third eye, it really just expands your consciousness and gives you like an altered perception of reality, meaning that you can see things that you wouldn't normally see. It enables you to grasp the fact that there is more beyond this material world. Basically, what it does is it helps you see the big picture of things, okay? It dissolves your ego, which is that other voice that I just tell people, it's that other voice that just shits on yourself. It tells you you're an idiot, you're making this up, you're going to look like a fool, you're too old, you're not smart enough. That other voice that tears you down or judges other people. When you start developing your psychic abilities, the ego kind of subsides and goes away. And it also helps you find a deeper meaning in life, along with developing your natural intuitive abilities. So why would you want to open your third eye? 2 reasons. 1, you could see into the spiritual elemental dimension. So AKA, if you want to see ghosts or spirits or entities or whatever it is that you want to see. 2, you would open it to experience higher levels of consciousness. Now, when I talk about seeing into spirit dimensions, this is something that most people, it happens over time through practice, okay? So it's not like, bam, you opened your third eye and now all of a sudden you're seeing things. That's what Hollywood tells you. In most cases, that's not how it happens. You might see, and I could see everybody who's down here. So do me a favor. If you have ever sat somewhere in your house and out of the corner of your eye, you thought you saw something go by, raise your hand. Okay, there you go. Love it. That's all of you guys. That is basically a flash of seeing something. So a lot of people, there's that misconception that all of a sudden you're going to see things right in front of you. No, that it's Hollywood. So those are the 2 kind of reasons as to why you might want to open your third eye. It really depends on what it is that you want to do. Let's see here. Is the third eye real? I'm going to say yes and no. It kind of depends on how you look at it. So we do have something called the pineal gland, okay? And it is right here in the center of your brain. That is considered or also called your third eye. It correlates to your third eye chakra. It is a physical thing. It is a pea-sized gland that's shaped like a pine cone and located in the middle of the brain. It's something that a lot of mystics consider to be the organ of supreme universal connection. And if you notice through like ancient artifacts and Egyptian type stuff, it's all over the place. So like, did you ever wonder, like, back in, the times when they built the pyramids, like how in the world did they were very, very highly evolved spiritual people. So even as you go through like Egypt type stuff and India type stuff back way, way, way history, they all go back to and talk about this third eye. Now back then, when you look at all their hieroglyphics and stuff like that, they portray it to be the size, right now it's the size of a pea, but back then I want to say it was like the size of a peach or an orange because it was used so much. So when you go through and look at ancient artifacts and you see the shape of it, it's larger than what it physically is right now. So depending on who you talk to, they kind of believe it's one of those organs like your appendix that kind of just is no longer used. And what happens to something when you don't use it? It shrinks or dissolves, it kind of fades away. The other really cool thing about going back in history, many of the ancient traditions, it was associated with enlightenment and immortality. So in ancient Egypt, when they went through the whole mummification process, they actually took out that gland. So, how they I forget what these jars are called, that they would put your organs and stuff like that in them. But when they went through the mummification process, they took that out as a sacred part of your body to be preserved. So I just thought that was really, really fascinating and really cool, you know? Okay, so what is a gland? Okay, because it's called the pineal gland, right? So in a dictionary, it's an organ in a human or animal body that secretes a particular chemical substance for use in the body or for the discharge into surroundings. So it is a real organ, it is a gland, and it does give off two chemicals. So the first one is melatonin, which regulates your sleep and wakefulness. It's pretty much what tells your body if it's daytime or nighttime. It's like your internal clock. And during the day, it gives off serotonin, which is like the happy drug, the mood regulator. So I know like you guys that are here live have been following me for a while. I always talk about how when you're really in tune with your psychic abilities and your intuition, like you don't need drugs. You like naturally feel high on life and your vibe is so high. There you go. It's just, it produces that happy mood regulator drug. So, and again, like at night, we're going to get deeper into, you know, when it's producing and secreting the melatonin and things that go on when you go to bed. So what are the benefits or what to expect when you open your third eye? I would say it is pretty much limitless. Anything you want to do, anything you want to visually go or meditate, or it really is limitless, the different things that you can do with it. Whether you want to incorporate it into your everyday life like I do, or help with your spirituality or your psychic development. So one of the benefits to opening it is you see the truth in people. So you're going to know, and I find that a lot of females, and again, because I could see you all, raise your hand, if you could, when someone's talking to you, if you just know when they're bullshitting you, you could just see right through them. Okay, that is using your third eye. It's part of your everyday ability working with your third eye is just being able to see the truth in people or situations or life. A lot of people go through life with their blinders on. They don't want to see what's going on. Christy, you go through life with your blinders on? But yeah, one of the good benefits is being able to see the truth in things. A second one is you'll be able to see through a different filter or a new light. So what I mean by this is you'll feel like a strong bond or a connection with the universe. It's almost like the way I always explain it, and sometimes I kind of like get embarrassed to say this, but if you've ever done acid, okay, experimental recreational drugs, if you've ever taken acid, you look at something, it's like looking at, I don't know, the fiber of something, and really going deep into how the fiber grew and where it came from and, you know, how it was created. You look at everything as if everything is connected and one. You know, another big bonus, it's just an automatic strengthening your intuitive abilities when you work with your third eye. They kind of all tie together, but your instincts, your internal compass that points you in the right direction, it's going to be enhanced and strengthened. And increased awareness of yourself. So it's really a lot of those like self-help type books and stuff like that. It all goes back to your third eye, really tuning into you and getting to learn who you are and how your soul is made up. Hello, I see somebody's husband there. Oh, hey, how are you? So yeah, you'll really go through a lot of like personal soul growth and internal self discovery. Less stress, anxiety, and worry. Because when you're working with your third eye, if you see, say, hell in a handbasket coming towards you, when you work with your third eye, you don't freak out or go on the cuckoo crazy train as easily as you normally would, because you know it's going to pass, or you can visually see how things are going to work out or how it's going to pass. So your stress, your anxiety levels decrease. Like I said, it's like being naturally high all the time, because your energy is at such a high vibrational level. It's kind of like, yeah, no, hold on, wait for that. Okay, vivid dreams. This is a good one. So raise your hand if you have vivid dreams. Very active dream life, vivid. Okay, I see Lori, Tammy. Okay, so when you work with your third eye, the fastest and easiest route that it normally goes to working with you is through your dreams. Because when you're sleeping, you're not thinking about your adulting. You know, the kids, the husband, the dishes, the laundry, all the errands, all the things that you got to do. When you lay down and go to sleep, you're just, all that stuff that goes on in your head, it just chills out. So it's easier for a lot of your dreams, dream state, vivid dreams, messages through your dreams, all that kind of stuff starts to really open itself up and enhance itself. Astral travel and astral projection. Has anybody here achieved that? Had an experience like that? No? Okay. Christy, you did? You think so? Christy, I want to unmute you real quick, okay? Tell us about it, all right? I'd love to hear it.
I have woke up in the middle of the night feeling like I just came back into my body before.
Like you just fell into it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like definitely feel like I've was on an adventure and then I just came back. It was like weird. Like I know that my soul just came back into my body. Like it was weird.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a great, all right, I'm going to mute you again, okay? So when you start working with your third eye, you might have a feeling of leaving your body during a dream state or having some kind of astral travel, out of body experience. Some really cool things happen when you start working with your third eye. Your imagination and your creativity, they just kind of get supercharged. If you find that you're not a very creative type person, when you're working with your third eye, you will notice you start, I'll say like, all right, the best way to explain it is, did you ever walk into like, I'll say a complete and total shithole house that needs to be gutted and rehabbed, but yet you see the potential, you see how beautiful it could be, whereas other people are like, yeah, no, I just see ugliness. So your imagination and your creativity, all that stuff gets enhanced and expanded. You also align with the law of attraction. So if you guys watch like some of the Intuitive Tuesday YouTube videos that I talk about and all the things that I have manifested, because you find yourself becoming one and connected as a whole, you energetically align yourself with everything that's out there. So it's just a faster, easier way to get yourself in alignment to manifest whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. And another benefit is just knowing what's out there, knowing what you have to look forward to, knowing what the best path will be, and just getting a good start on just roads and directions and where to go. Okay. Side effects. So let me see here, because I could see, raise your hand if you have any questions so far. No, you're all good? Okay. So are there any side effects? Where am I at? 32. Yes, there are some side effects to opening your third eye. One of them is headaches. You know what? And the list that I'm going to go over with here, I'm going to go over 10 different side effects. I want you to view this the same exact way as you see those drug commercials. You know, like your limb's going to fall off, your head's going to explode, you're going to pee your pants, all these like crazy things that the drug commercials tell you. these are not things that you are necessarily going to experience. They may or may not happen, okay? So headaches. I went through a phase where probably a good 6 months, I had headaches every single freaking day. I was eating Aleve like it was candy. It's just, sometimes it happens. Lori, you get headaches a lot? Oh, hold on, let me unmute you. Okay, go ahead.
I went through about a year where I was getting headaches every single day.
Okay. Were you doing any kind of psychic or intuition development or growth?
I was in a lot of, yes, I've always done that. So
Okay.
I've always done a lot of growth. Yep. Mhm.
Okay. So
I didn't
yeah,
realize it was, I actually went and got craniosacral done, and that I did a lot of stuff, but that was the last thing that kind of really helped my headaches go away.
okay. So yeah, opening your third eye, one of the side effects is a headache. All right, Lori, I'm going to mute you again, okay? Okay. Tingles between the eyes. So that is a physical tingling sensation. It's kind of like the equivalent of, you know, like when your leg falls asleep or your arm falls asleep. It's the same exact sensation. So like whenever I'm doing a third eye meditation, right away, all of a sudden, right between my eyes, I feel this tingling sensation. It's a physical sensation that you would get. So that's just another, and it's not painful. It's just, you know, it actually feels really good. It's not like annoying when your leg falls asleep and you're trying to like shake it and get it to wake up. It's not like an annoying tingling. You can experience warmth or any kind of heat sensations, just specifically right there between your eyes, right there on your forehead. Frequent, or you got to take the good with the bad. You could have some phenomenal, kick-ass, wonderful dreams, or you can have some nightmares. The way I explain this is it's the equivalent of when you go outside into the world, sometimes you run into the most beautiful people that are like angels on earth, and then other times you run into the biggest assholes. It's the same, you know. Some of the side effects would be frequent, vivid dreams and or nightmares. But the cool thing about that is that's it. You wake up, done, it's gone, right? Okay. Sleep cycles or your sleep patterns could be off, because remember the two chemicals that the pineal gland secretes alter your sleep and your happy awake states. So as you're working, if you specifically do exercises to work on your third eye frequently, you might notice your sleep cycles getting off. Like I've noticed, I want to say, because I have been working on in my personal life, I used to physically see things and it freaked me out. And I was like, you know what? I can't handle seeing it. I'm totally cool with knowing that they're here and feeling the energy, but I don't want to physically see it. So I turned it off. And I've been working on turning that back on, because once you replace your fear with curiosity, it's like your angels and your guides and your deceased loved ones. If they show themselves to you and you freak the hell out, they're going to be like, oh, okay, she's not ready. She can't handle it. I'm going to back off. I ain't going to go there. And then when you're ready, you can open yourself up. So you might find yourself being really, really tired in the middle of the day. Your sleep cycle will just get wacky, all right? Feeling out of body. The way I explain this is like being very spacey. I notice like sometimes if I'm driving, I'm supposed to be paying attention to the highway, and I'm like, oh, look at the clouds and how pretty the sky is pink, and you just feel like you feel like you're spacey, just really flighty, you know, just out of body. You might go through feeling, especially if you're brand spanking new to this kind of stuff and you're just going through an awakening, you will at times feel like you're going crazy. You're going to question thoughts that come in, situations that come up, the way you perceive them. It's just, you might experience some severe confusion. You know, it's the equivalent of going through an awakening. You know, you're just going to look at things and be like, what the hell? How come I never saw that before? Severe shifts in your life. Like I said, exactly like an awakening. So depending on how much you tune into it and how much you practice doing it, you might find that people that you used to hang out with that were good friends, like you're gonna experience an enlightening. You're gonna see things in a different way and in a different view, and you might have conversations with people that they either are not comfortable with it or they don't like how you're tuning into you and discovering your soul and your essence. So you might wind up losing some friends. You know, things that you once enjoyed doing, you might no longer find enjoyment in it because you're getting your soul and your psychic abilities in alignment with who you truly are, how your soul was designed. So it's really tuning into your true authentic self. All right, what else we got here? Vision issues. You might physically notice, and aside from like the medical type stuff, like, you know, it's been 5 years since you got a new pair of glasses. You might notice all of a sudden your vision is like either crystal clear when you wore glasses, or, you know, your vision changes, and it could be like a temporary, because I notice sometimes when I'm driving, sometimes I'm like, wow, maybe I need to go get some glasses because I'm getting older and my eyes aren't working right. And then like the next day, like I see crystal clear, and it's all just, you know, unknown, unexplainable side effects. The other thing is being sensitive to light. And again, you're working with your third eye. It's the way you see and perceive things. You know, you could use that through your physical eyes, or even through your mind's eye. So you might experience, you know, like going into this whole like vampire type stage where you go outside, even if the sun is not blinding, you feel like you need sunglasses. All right. So we're going to go into the dangers. And I don't think there's any kind of dangers associated with opening your third eye, but with increased awareness, there does come a price. So the dangers of opening your third eye include knowing things that you either probably didn't want to know or things that you weren't prepared to know. So the way I'd explain that is, say you have a loved one, okay, who is, I don't know, because of the opioid epidemic that's going on right now, the easiest thing that I can think of is someone who's using drugs or alcohol, okay, but they're hiding it, right, to where the other world wouldn't see it. Or you know, someone, your son or daughter comes home and you just look at them and you're like, you're using, you know, you just, it will break your heart. Or being in a relationship with someone, and remember earlier I talked about taking the blinders off. You know, sometimes you'll like I said, you'll see things or experience things that you're thinking, you know what, I'd rather just go through life with my blinders on. So you might experience some things that are painful. You might even see a side of yourself that that would be hard to accept, because remember I was saying, as you go through and develop your third eye, the ego starts to subside, and you're gonna start to learn things about yourself. Disappointments, heartbreak, they're just part of, like I said, it's not a danger, but like I said, you just got to be aware. With the good comes some of the bad, and it's just a matter of how you perceive all that stuff. So, will I see scary things or things I didn't want to see? Again, remember we talked about seeing a flash of something out of the corner of your eye, or I have so many people tell me they'll see like a shadow, you know, somewhere, like a full shadow, something. It's not like Hollywood where you're going to open and work on your third eye and all of a sudden you're going to see gremlins, ghouls, and goblins. Okay. That's Hollywood. Okay. That's what Hollywood tells you. Now, I will tell you though, depending on your energetic level, your energy. So if you are in a good, high vibe, positive place where you're wanting to see your angels, your guides, your crossed over loved ones, that's a high vibe, happy place. There's nothing threatening or scary about that, right? Now, if the whole thought of seeing scary things is scary to you, that is the vibe that you are giving off. And then therefore, that is what you would attract to you. So to give you an example, a lot of people don't know, before I became a full-time psychic, I was actually a born-again Baptist. I got saved January 2nd, 2000, right? I was living, eating, breathing Jesus 3 times a week, faithfully for years. And one day in 2004, I saw 2 spirits in my room, okay? And it wasn't anything scary, anything like that. One was a man, a silhouette of a man, and the other one was like a white, sparkly mist. Okay, so naturally when you see something like that, you scream and you freak the hell out, right? So the next day I went and told my pastor about this, and I wasn't really scared. It was just like, what the hell was going on? And I went and talked to my pastor and told him about this, and he told me I was experiencing a satanic attack, that I needed an exorcism. What I was experiencing was nothing of God or angelic or anything even remotely close to that. He put literally the fear of God into me. And because of that, that's all I was focused on. So I was actually attracting to me some pretty scary, freaky things, because that's all I was thinking about. That's all I was focusing on. And that's all I was giving out. All the energy that I was putting out. But what I did is I went and saw a local medium, because I didn't know what in the world was going on. And she explained to me that it is your house. It's your energy. It's your space. You control it. So if you think of it this way, when you go home at night and you go to bed, do you leave your front door wide open for anybody to walk in? No. You have your own, you call the shots. You set the boundaries. So when I was seeing and experiencing some freaky things that, did scare me, it was, you step into a space of empowerment. Like, oh, no. This is my personal space. You need to back the hell off. Or this is my house. You're not welcome here. When you step into your personal power and empowerment, you automatically, energetically repel anything negative. It's just the equivalent of who you choose to hang out with in your personal life. Do you want to hang out with a bunch of derelicts who do nothing but suck the life out of you? Or do you want to tune into happy people? It's the same concept. So as far as seeing scary things, I would say no. Safety procedures, there's not really any. The only thing that I would really go over here is we all share space with quote unquote entities, whether you want to say your spirits, your guides, your loved ones, whoever, ghosts of whatever. We share energetic space with I just refer to it as entities. So when you go through and share that space, you may or may not feel them around you. So did you ever notice, like, whenever I'm doing my Facebook Lives and I'm doing free readings, the second my hair stands up, a lot of people mistake what would be perceived as coincidental type things, and they just write it off. So if there's no chill in the air, right, and do you ever notice the second you start talking about ghosts or spirits, sometimes your hair will stand up? That is your body's physical way of letting you know you're sharing space with an entity. So whenever I'm doing a reading and I start talking about someone, and all of a sudden I start picking up information, the second my hair stands up, I'm like, okay, that's it. There's a dead person around me, or, whoever. So safety procedures, again, it's just you share space with other people. And again, just tune into the energy of it's your space. If you don't want them around, you want them to back off, tell them to back off. But again, this goes into, in the beginning, when I was talking about the split, as to why you would want to work with your third eye. Do you want to see things, or do you want to tune into you? You know, it's just a two different ways of splitting it here as to why you want to work with your third eye. But as long as you're in a high vibe place and maintaining a good, happy outlook and working on ditching the ego, all of the horrific Hollywood stuff that is pumped out there, it's all a big bunch of BS just to sell movies. It really is. Any psychic that you talk to, Hollywood is all baloney and BS. Like even the drama shows, they're not even real. They're made up drama shows with a script. It's all just a bunch of BS. Can you shut it once it's opened? I say yes and no. And the reason I say that is you can't unsee what you've already seen. Whether you're seeing or feeling the presence of energy around you, or you have seen the truth in someone that you're really not happy about. You can't unsee that, okay? But what you can do is, if you do find yourself really activating and tuning in and tuning on and things happening, you can shut it down. Because remember I was saying in 2004, I was physically seeing things wide awake, like they're real right in front of me. It freaked me out and I couldn't handle it. So I turned that part off, but I still work with my third eye. So you can shut it down, you can turn it off. One of the ways of doing it is completely put the brakes on and stop any kind of spiritual development, psychic development, intuition development, anything like that. If you get to a point where you're totally freaked out for whatever reason and you want to shut it and close it, cease and desist all psychic intuition development type practices. The other way to turn it off, because even if I do card reading parties or psychic parties, I open my third eye when I go to these parties so I can pick up on their energy. And when I'm done with the party, I close it, because it's like you go to work, you open the door, you activate. When you're done exercising, what do? You go take a shower, you change your clothes, you clean yourself up. So it's like the same concept. So you could do some visualizations. One of them would be just visualizing that you're shutting down, visualize, putting your third eye in a bread box and shutting the box, whatever works for you. But yeah, you can't undo what you've already done, but you can stop it, slow it down, or just completely put the brakes on things. As far as aftercare and follow-up, once you start working with the third eye, you will start receiving messages and visions. And to give you an example here of how a lot of times how the third eye works, okay? So if you can visualize right now your childhood bedroom, okay? Everybody here, like your eyes are open, you're looking at the screen, you're watching me looking at a presentation, but yet in your brain, you can see your childhood bedroom. That is seeing something through your third eye, okay? There's two different ways your third eye works. I call them internally and externally. So internally would be like if you have that creative imagination and you could just see how beautiful something looks in your brain. Or like I said right now, you can visualize, to give you an example, sometimes when I'm reading somebody, I might all of a sudden in my head get a visual of an owl. It's just you're wide awake looking at what's physically in front of you, but in your brain, it's like your imagination. Like I said, you can visualize your childhood bedroom. Can you see the curtains? Can you see your bedspread? Can you see your Barbies or your stuffed animals? That's seeing through your third eye. The other way, which is the external way, is physically seeing things. Now, there's two different ways that you physically see things. One is like when I read cards, okay? I'm looking at a card and I'm physically getting a message from it. Or a lot of times you'll notice when I'm doing my Facebook Lives, I'll just stare out into my backyard and I'll get a message from the tree, from the neighbor's tree. As weird as that sounds, you're seeing something visually in front of you that's giving you messages or insight. And then the other way, externally, would be physically seeing the shadows or auras. Okay, you see an aura, that's seeing something physically through your third eye. So it's not all what Hollywood says where you're physically seeing things. But the aftercare and maintenance, the way your third eye and any of your psychic abilities work, once you start using them, think of it like a muscle, like you're going to the gym. Okay, if you want them six-pack abs, you can't do a meditation and bam, you got six-pack abs. It doesn't work that way. You have to practice it. You have to put some time into it and do some kind of routine with it. When you start receiving and getting intuitive messages, the more you get those messages and trust them, the more you strengthen it. So if you're receiving insight or a message into something and you're like, yeah, F that, I ain't doing it, you're essentially shutting it down and blocking it. So to a certain extent, you can squash your own intuitive abilities by constantly ignoring those intuitive hits, those intuitive nudges, stuff like that. The physical part of aftercare and follow-up, you can go online and Google where they take x-rays of your pineal gland and you'll see it literally gets calcified. So one of the things, if you don't use it forever, you know, it's just like if you don't exercise forever, you get out of shape. You try and do some jumping jacks and you feel like a smoker. You know, it does get calcified. So, you know, they talk about watching how much fluoride you take in and stuff like that. But you can Google all that kind of stuff. And again, like I don't really follow that kind of stuff. And the reason being, you know, remember years ago they told you, you know, eat so many eggs. Eggs are wonderful for you. And then like 3 years later, all of a sudden, oh my God, stop eating eggs. Everybody's going to get cancer. Like, who makes up this stuff? And then for the longest time, you know, they talked about the food pyramid. Well, here now they say the food pyramid is all wrong. Don't follow it. It completely screws you up. So as far as aftercare and maintenance and stuff like that, I just tell everybody, you do what feels right and makes sense for you, because only you know what's right for you. You know, if you want to be that person who reads all the labels and sees what's, you know, the chemicals or whatever processed stuff is in the food that you're eating, or what's in the toothpaste that you use to brush your teeth. I don't even go into any of that stuff, but if you really want to go really, really deep with it, that would be your follow-up and your maintenance. Okay, so here's the really good stuff, okay? How can you open it? I am going to give you 10 different ways, 10 different very specific exercises that you can do through the rest of your life, okay? So exercise number 1 is dream work, okay? The way dream work is keeping a dream diary. Now, a lot of these exercises, and this is what cracks me up about when I teach psychic development, a lot of this stuff is so easy. It's like people can't believe that it's so easy, it's ridiculous. It really is. So dream work. So one of the things that you want to do is actually keep a log or a little diary of your dreams, because what you're doing is, one, you'll see over time, like a story appears, you know, as you're writing it out in your book. Even if you can't remember all the details of your dream, if all you remember is, I don't know, a purple monkey and the blue ocean and birds, those are 3 things right there, okay? Those 3 things would mean something to you. Do the dream work. Another way to work with your dreams is, remember earlier I was saying, when you go to bed at night, all your responsibilities, your adulting, your momhood, your wifehood, all that stuff, you don't think about that. So it's easy for your psychic abilities to come in and give you messages through your dreams. But if you're one of those people that you feel like you don't dream or you can't remember your dreams, what you want to do is set the intention. And I don't know, I have my dream journal is downstairs on my nightstand. Set the intention and put it out there, I'll say, into the universe, that you're going to have some very vivid dreams and you want to remember them. or at least remember them enough to when you wake up, you can just jot down a couple things. You could also say some affirmations. So one of them could be, and again, you make up your own stuff, whatever feels right for you. An affirmation could be, I am open to receiving messages through my dreams tonight, knowing that I am safe and protected. Okay, so if you're feeling a little freaked out, a little scared about, doing dream work, say an affirmation. State that I am safe and I am protected. Sometimes even depending on what exercises that I do in my personal life, in front of my bedroom door, I will put a photograph of my deceased brother or my deceased great-grandmother. So it's kind of like whatever energy comes into my room, into my space, it's like my deceased loved ones are guarding the door. So like they're the protectors. So if that makes you feel a little bit better, put it above your door or at the foot of your bed or next to your bed. I just kind of like to put it outside of my bedroom because I like the idea of having a big open space as opposed to something feeling like all in my personal space. So dream work is one of the ways, and that's pretty much just throwing it out there and leaving it open and inviting your intuition, your guides, your angels, your deceased loved ones, whatever it is that you want to work with, giving them permission to come in. And you just kind of, the crappy part of it is you just got to be patient with it because it's not like you can control what other crossed over loved ones or what it is that they're doing. So the dream work can be sometimes a little bit of a pain in the ass if you're really getting antsy. The second thing that you can do to open your third eye is use crystals. So when using crystals, there's all different kinds of crystals, and on your own time you could Google what it is that crystals that you would want to work with. But one of the main ones that I always work with is an amethyst. Oh, there you go, Christy. I see you got your crystals. So a couple different things that you can do with crystals. One of them, you could wear it as jewelry, whether you want to wear a necklace or a ring. I used to carry all kinds of crystals as quote unquote trinkets in my pockets. And what you do is when you go to like a metaphysical store, most of them will have like, it'll say amethyst and its healing properties or its psychic properties, stuff like that. Just grab whatever it is that you're drawn to. You can carry them around in your pocket. You could wear it as jewelry. You can incorporate them into a meditation. So to give you an example as to what I did the other night when I taught this class locally, they got some crystals. They got some physical goodies to take home with them. And what I had them do, did you ever see like the images where there's like an eye in the hands? So everybody who went to the class last night, they got an amethyst and a rose quartz. I had them hold one crystal in each hand and tune into the energy of the crystal and let the energy of the crystal go through and charge their body through this meditation. Something that I personally do when I meditate and do third eye work is I will get a flat crystal, and I like to meditate either somewhat laying down flat or leaning back, and I'll put the crystal directly on my third eye. So like if you want to get an amethyst chunk, something that's not how, obviously you can't put something round, it ain't going to stay there. But I will lay down and listen to some kind of meditation and put a crystal directly on my third eye. Sometimes I'll put crystals in my bra just to be close to my heart. Oh, Christy, I see you raising your hand. Does anybody else here do that? Okay, Lori, Tammy, please tell me you put crystals in your bra too. No. Yeah, sometimes I'll put a rose quartz, like if I'm really feeling like PMSy and out of whack, right? And I need to like pull myself back together, I'll put a rose quartz in my bra just to have it on my heart. Or sometimes when I go do parties, I will put crystals in my bra as like a protective shield because I don't want to absorb other people's energy. I don't want to, as an empath, you don't want to pick up and feel other people's stuff, especially if they're in a crappy place. So I use that as like a guard. So crystals, there's so many different ways that you can use crystals. Use oils or incense, etc., stuff like that. So some of the different ways that you can incorporate all of this stuff into a meditation. So one of the ways that I use oils and one of the ways that I use incense, right here. So I have this one essential oil here. It's called Merlin. What I will physically do, depending on if you have like a roll, you know how some oils have like a roller on them, and other ones you got to kind of dip it and tilt it. I will actually take the oil, whatever property it is, and I will like anoint myself. I will actually put it on my third eye. Or like if I'm doing some kind of throat chakra work, again, I'll take the oil and I might draw a heart on my third eye or on my throat. Incense, when you're if you're incorporating a meditation, what you want to do is, as you're breathing in something smelly, and again, incense, you know, they come, you can get one for success, one for mindfulness. You pick what feels right for you. As you're going through a meditation, you can visualize, take a big, big, big inhale and breathe in, whatever that is, and visualize that your third eye is closed. And as you're inhaling the smelly stuff, you're breathing life into your third eye and it's opening. So those are just a couple different ways that I incorporate oils or incense or any kind of smelly type stuff. I probably defined a different word for it, right? Smelly stuff makes it sound bad. Visual exercises. Okay, so I found it so funny a couple years ago. All those Mandela coloring books came out. You know how they were everywhere? By doing visual exercises like that, you are helping open your third eye. As silly or as crazy as that sounds, doing vision boards, because what you're doing is, remember, when you're working with your third eye, there's two different ways that you would use it. One is to physically see entities, spirits, stuff like that. And the other one is to have a more of a connection to yourself. So when you're doing visual type exercises, going through those really fine detailed mandalas or making a vision board, stuff like that, the vision board is great because not only is that connecting you with what it is that you're trying to manifest, you're seeing your future, how it is that you want it to look. So any kind of visual exercises, but like, you see what I mean here? Some of these things are like, really? That's all you got to do? There's no witchy 25 Hail Marys, 10 push-ups, and 25 burpees? Like, no, you don't have to do any of that. This is all simple, easy peasy things. The whole psychic intuitive stuff, yeah, it's not as hard as what people make it out to be. Practice seeing auras. Okay, this is a good one. So raise, let me see here. Have you guys practiced seeing auras? Okay, Lori, no. Tammy, no. Christy, no. Okay, so I'll tell you real quick how I do it. And then Lori, oh, hey, Barbara, hi. You're on mute right now. And then Lori, I'll unmute you and you can explain how you do it. So the way I would practice seeing auras, now I'll let you know right off the bat, you are more than likely not going to see colors. What you're going to see is a very thin, what's going to look like a white, milky haze or substance around somebody. And it's not going to be like this 3-inch thick rainbow bright aura type thing going on. It's going to be like a very, very, very fine line. So the easiest way that I found to do this exercise is if you're sitting on your couch, or I'd say anywhere where you have a TV that is off, because a TV, when TV's off, the screen is black, okay? So if you put your hand out in front of either a wall that is very light or white, or like the TV screen that is completely dark and black, what you want to do is, you guys can all see me, right? You see me? Okay. So what I do is you want to focus on in between the finger. So what you're going to do is go into like a stoner type daze. Do you ever just stare at something and you just find yourself in a haze? You just go somewhere? It's the same exact concept. But what you're going to do is you're going to pick a spot between your fingers and you're going to keep your gaze right there. And if you could do it for like 10 to 15 seconds, you'll notice you'll start to see a milky haze around your hand, but don't break your eye contact. Keep yourself tuned in to that one spot, because when you move your eyes, it's the equivalent of, do you ever stare at something and then after like a couple seconds the vision starts to get distorted and blurry? Stay there. Don't bring your focus into something else to bring your vision in focus, because that's when you lose it. So you just kind of put your hand out and stare in between your fingers and just keep your stare there. Allow your vision to go a little kooky, and you'll, through like, I don't want to say like your peripheral vision, but you'll start to see a milky haze. The more you practice doing that, that's just doing your hand. The more you practice doing that, the more you will start to see colors. So it won't necessarily pop out like this big fluorescent purple. It might be a very, very, very pale purple. It'll be very, very faint at first. And then you'll get to the point where you could stare at somebody and you could see their aura. Now, it's kind of hard to do if, like you see here behind me, I got all these different colors and all this, especially my hair. Forget it. Nobody could ever see my aura looking at my hair. They'll never get it. But if there's a lot of distractions and things behind you, it's a little bit more difficult to do, but you get my point here. So I'm going to unmute Lori. Lori, I would love to see how you do your auras.
Okay, that's funny. I was just trying to read your aura when you said that.
Or you had to look at my shoulders or something, not the hair.
Yeah, and I can't. I kind of make a game of it when I'm sitting in meetings a lot. I'm looking at the speaker, and I do kind of the same thing you do, except I've never looked through the hand and the fingers. And I just stare at them until I see, and then I don't see colors or anything like that, but I do see the hazy. And
Okay.
sometimes I see it wide, sometimes I see it thin. And I've always kind of known that if it's thin, that the person is kind of closed. And if it's wide, the person's more open. That's what I've always thought.
Okay.
I don't know if it's true or not, but so then you get, when you start doing that, so they're up against the wall when they're speaking or a big screen, then I start seeing it at everybody around the room, you know, if you start looking.
Right.
So it's kind of cool, but I've never seen the colors.
Yeah, it does take a little bit of practice. And like I said, when you start to see that fine, milky little thin cloud, if you keep your stare or your gaze there, you will see like a very, very, very faint blue, or it's like pastel-y. It's very, very faint. It's not like rainbow bright, you know, shooting fireworks or whatever. It's not anything that dramatic. Barbara, do you have a question? Do you want me to unmute you? I see you.
Don't forget to mute me.
No, I know. Okay, I'll mute you now. I just wanted to give Barbara a chance here. Wait, hold on. Barbara. Let me see. I'm not seeing. Okay. Barbara, I see you. But Barbara, you can see me and hear me, right? Wave your hand or something. Okay. Let me see. Let me unmute Lori. What you saying, Lori?
She has a message that says, I can't hear anything.
Oh, all right. She can't hear anything. Okay, so, all right, this is why we wanted people to, okay, give me a second here. Let me go to the beginning of my slides so she can see. All right. Barbara, you want to look for something that looks like this. She looks like she's on a phone. You see something here that says audio? You want to click on that. And I'm talking to myself, right? Because she can't hear me.
And if she types a message in, I can tell you what it says.
Let me see here. Oh,
She's in the chat. She's in the chat.
Oh, I can't hear anything. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me, sorry. Let me take a second because we want Well, Barbara came on like an hour late, so she's going to wind up watching the replay. Anyway, look for something that says audio. Okay. So I'm going to continue with what I'm doing here. You guys can, if you guys type in the chat, Lori, if you type something, oh, there you go. Christy, thank you. All right. So let me continue with what's going on here. Lori, I'm going to mute you. Okay. Hopefully you guys will be able to, she'll be able to get that together. Okay. Where was I? Slide. Any type of visual creative work. Where was I? Auras. Okay, so we're all good on how to see auras. That's just a basic, simple exercise to opening your third eye. Any type of visual creative work. So what I mean by that is like decorating. You know, like, oh my God, I make my family crazy. Like every 4 months I paint the entire house a different color. It's crazy. They like Tracy's my boyfriend. He came home the one day and he's like, okay, he's like, the house is dark purple. If you don't like dark purple, oh well, because the house is already purple. But just constantly any type of visual creative thing, whether it's decorating or designing something, being artsy craftsy, creating things. Christy, were you raising your hand? No, okay. Yeah, just doing any kind of visual work, allowing your creativity to flow. Like my other business, it's painting wine glasses. It's just a visual creative type thing. That helps open your third eye. When you get into like a creative zone, especially like those DIY type people, you're working with your third eye. Okay, let me see here. Barbara says, I did it, won't do it. Please send me the link so I can watch the replay. Definitely. Okay. Missing it. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Will do. Okay. Yeah, there's a setting on Barbara's thing that she didn't figure out how to click, which was one of the reasons why I wanted everybody to jump on early, but it's good. So she's going to get the replay. Exercise number 7 is just being mindful of it. Really that freaking easy, being mindful of it. So if you're doing any kind of exercise or you're at home, or Tammy, what you just did right there is another exercise. Just tapping on it. No, you'll see in my slide. Look, it's the next one. It's the next one. Being mindful, just being aware. And I equate this to the equivalent of like if you go to a chiropractor. You know how like you might find yourself getting hunched over, and then you're mindful and you're like, that's right. The chiropractor told me if I sit up straight, it'll help fix. It's just being mindful. So even if you're home, say you're doing the dishes, you can open your third eye and work with your third eye while you're doing your dishes. Just think about it, practicing in your head, do those visual exercises, see it opening and closing. You know, and this is going to sound really weird, and this is something I would do, but of course I would do it when my family's not watching me. If I'm like in the kitchen cooking or something, I would literally like close my eyes and visualize my third eye closing. And then I would open my eyes like really wide, like stretching your eyeballs, and visualize opening your silly stuff like that. That is how easy psychic and intuitive development is. People make it so much harder and unrealistic. It really is that natural and that easy. Okay, Tammy, what Tammy was just doing, tapping. Now, this is not the EFT tapping. This isn't the, what is that? You know what I'm talking about? I think it's called EFT, where you say an affirmation, you tap your forehead, you tap your chin, you tap your, that's not the kind of tapping that I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like before I'll do a meditation, I will literally tap on the middle of my forehead. So it's kind of like knocking on a door, I'll just tap on it a couple times, and it's kind of like, wake up. We're going to do some work. We're going to start doing some intuitive type stuff. I notice whenever I tap on it, it's like that remember I was saying in the beginning, one of the sensations, I'll get that tingling side effect, and it'll continue to tingle for like 45 minutes just from 2 taps. Okay. Learn to read your cards. That is one of, aside from meditation, when you learn how to read your cards, because you're working on your clairvoyance, which is your third eye. Clairvoyance and reading cards they go hand in hand. So I'll give you a really quick crash course, my secret, okay, to reading cards using your intuition. Forget the book meanings. Throw the books out the freaking window, okay? You don't need them. So let me grab a deck of cards over here. So I am going to do an exercise with you guys, okay? Because let me see, what's the next one? Meditation. Okay, we're trucking along really good here. Because I probably got 5 more minutes, and then we're going to go into that meditation, okay? So I am going to stop screen sharing. So I want you to see me, and I'm going to unmute all of you guys, okay? So I'm going to share with you, because obviously if I'm giving you exercises to open your third eye, I want to show you how to do those exercises, right? Okay, let me unmute all. Okay, so hopefully nobody has chaos going on in the background.
I do.
You do? Okay. Well, Tammy, if you want to mute yourself, you can. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you an exercise, and this will work really good if you guys all have, oh, I see here Tammy muted herself. Thank you for being so courteous. All right. I'm going to pull a card here. Now, the secret, oh God, I love this. Look at the card that came up. The truth be told. That was one of the things that we were talking about when you're working with your third eye. You're going to see the truth, okay? Things will open, masks will come off. This is just, I freaking love my job. Okay, so when the intuitive way to read cards, okay, when you first get a card, take note, what is the very first thing that you see on this card?
The owl.
Okay, you see the owl. Christy, what do you get? What's the first thing that jumped out to you? Christy froze. All right, Lori, what you got?
I was the one that saw the owl.
The eye in the owl?
Just the owl. He came out at me.
Okay. So when you look at this card, okay, the very first thing that there's like 45 different little images in this one single card. This is how you get that intuitive information. The very, very first thing that you see, okay? So a lot of you guys pointed out the owl. So when you think of an owl, what does an owl mean?
Wisdom.
Wisdom, okay? So for Lori, it means wisdom. Tammy, what does an owl mean to you? You're on mute. You got to unmute yourself, or can I unmute you? Hold on, yeah, unmute.
At nighttime. That's
Nighttime.
yeah.
So this is why I tell you, when you're learning how to read cards, throw the books out the window, because what an owl means to one person can mean something completely different to somebody else. That's why you don't use the books. So the very first thing that you see, so to me, and it's the very first feeling that comes out. So to me, I felt like freedom, fresh air. You know, you see all the hearts coming out of the window. To somebody else, the mask would stand out. What does a mask do? A mask hides things. You drop the mask. So you have to go with the very first thing that you see, how that first thing makes you feel, or even how, oh, I got an email. Somebody else had some problems. The very first, sometimes you'll get random words that pop into your head. That is how you read cards intuitively. So if you have a deck of cards and you want to practice working with using cards with your third eye, all you got to do, you don't have to do any card spreads or anything like that. Just pull a card. And what is, out of all the 5,000 different things, feelings, emotions, words that would come to you looking at a card, pick out the very first thing that you see and just kind of go deeper into that. How does that feel to you? What does that mean for you? That's how you work, use your intuition using cards. And of course, you can go really, really, really way deep into a bunch of other stuff, but you guys get the basic exercise of what I'm saying, right? Okay, I'm gonna mute you all and go back to the slides. Continue, and let me share my screen. Okay, and the last exercise that you would do is meditation. Meditation is huge when it comes to any kind of psychic or intuitive development. Have you guys all, raise your hand if you have never meditated. Christy, okay. I'm gonna walk you through a meditation in a minute. All you gotta do when you're meditating, yeah, I'll walk you through it. So there is so many different kinds of meditations that you can do. You could listen to guided meditations, which they are phenomenal for beginners, or if you want to go somewhere or experience something that you've never done. Like if you want to go through like a past life regression, you want to listen to somebody guide you through how to do that versus just putting on some music and knowing how to control the monkey brain and allowing yourself to go through. But Christy, I'll tell you, Christy, meditation is exactly like daydreaming. And remember, like when you were a little girl and you played with your Barbies, you and your Barbies went into this whole big fantasy magical land wherever. That is exactly what you do when you meditate. You allow yourself to just go freely wherever your mind wants to go. That is the easiest way to get into that meditative type state. You just allow whatever comes in to come in and you don't question it. It's like, you know, when you're playing with your Barbies and all of a sudden Barbie decides, I don't know, you see a Sharpie marker and Barbie all of a sudden decided she wants a tattoo, right? You give Barbie a tattoo. You don't sit there and question, wait, why does Barbie want a tattoo? No, you just go with the flow and give her a tattoo, right? It's the same concept. The only difference is if you have like the laundry or the kids or the errands or, oh shit, I forgot to do this. Generally what I'll tell people is jot down before you go into your meditation, the things that you need to do when you're done, or your little to-do list. This way it's already taken out of your head, okay? So when you're meditating, it's not like, oh, that's right, I gotta pick up my daughter in 2 hours and I gotta go get milk. Oh man, then I gotta do this. Write it down, because you take it out of your head and physically jot it down. That's a great way to get the monkey brain out of your head. When things come in, just allow them to come in. Okay, so the last thing here is a lot of people will say, I think it's open, but it's not working. It's just a matter of practice. Practice and having patience, and I know that's a really sucky thing. Patience is a killer, but it really just boils down to practice, being in the flow, being patient, and there is no instant open and close like a light switch. It just does not work that way. It doesn't. It's just a matter of doing those little exercises, and it's kind of like the same intent as coloring your mandalas. You're just coloring just to have fun and color, and then you leave it alone. And then next week or whatever, you go back and color some more and play. It's the same concept. It's not like you get this, you know, big, beautiful mandala that you're supposed to color and you're like, wow, that's going to take me a freaking month to color this big poster, right? Go with it with that mindset. It's little bit of pieces here and there, okay? So, okay, this is where we're going to get into the meditation. Okay, let me see here. All right, meditation basics. Okay, so Christy, you said you've never meditated before. So one of the things that you want to do, what's key with meditation, is your breathing. Okay, And you want to obviously make sure you're distraction free. So Tammy, if you got all whatever going on in the background, you're probably going to want to go back and watch the replay when you have the time later on. And just completely just relax. It's just like listening to your favorite music and allowing that music to take you on a journey somewhere. That's all you got to do. So as I'm walking you through things, you're going to just lay back and visualize it in your mind's eye. You're going to go into this imagination type state, and that's all it is. Christy, what you imagine or see when I walk you through this could be completely different than what Tammy or Barbara or Jamie or Lori go through. Okay? It's all to each their own individual. Okay. So, monkey brain. So I already went over a lot of times, like I said, you're going to think, oh, am I doing this right? This feels silly. I don't think it's right. Visualize it and be like, okay, yeah, you know what? So what? Maybe it does feel silly. So what? And you dismiss it and let it go. Anytime it's called monkey brain. Anytime them thoughts come in, you're just like, okay, cool. I got you. Now take a hike. Okay. And then just tune back into what I'm saying and go into your Barbie land, make believe land. Okay. If you get another thought that comes in, just dismiss it. But that's why I was saying, just write down your list. Okay. So it's kind of, Tammy looks like she's getting ready to do some business here. She went in a different room. She's got her earbuds going. I see you. I love it. Okay. So the meditation that I'm going to walk you through, first, we're going to ground you. We want to get you grounded. Okay. And whenever I do any kind of grounding exercise, you want your feet on the floor. Or, Tammy, you're good. Sit back and relax in bed and put your feet on the mattress. Okay? And just use your bed as your grounding. Me, I always like to take my shoes and my socks off. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay. So give me a second here. Let me take a drink. Oh. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to play some music. All right. Okay, let me move that. And like I said, I'm just going to walk you through a quick 15-minute guided meditation. Now, don't expect, miracles or, tonight you're going to have, you may or may not. The whole point of this meditation is to either open it up, depending on how long you've been using it, activate it if you've never used it. It's just kind of just to get things flowing and going. And it's like learning how to ride a bike. Okay. That's all we're doing here. I'm just prepping you and getting you ready to do that stuff. Let me see here. Okay. All right. And what I want you to do is, I said, you're just going to close your eyes and you're going to listen. Don't worry about, anybody, you don't have to feel silly. I'm going to close my eyes because I think you guys can all see me, kind of, yeah. And I'm going to just visually go through it with you. All right, hold on. Let me get my notes here. So we're going to walk you through a grounding exercise. Okay, I'll give you like the whole outline here of what the journey that we're going to go on. I'm going to walk you through a grounding exercise. Okay, so you're going to plug in and you're going to ground yourself to the earth, okay, the energy of the earth. And then I'm going to take that earth energy and bring it all the way up through your body, all the way up to your third eye. Okay, and the whole time you're doing this, I want you to just visualize your third eye is closed. Okay, and then when all that energy gets up to your third eye, I'm going to take you on like an out-of-body experience. Okay, so you're going to look at things in your third eye, your imagination, from like a bird's eye view. Okay, and then when you're out there in space, that's when I'm going to have you open your third eye. Okay. And then you're just going to see whatever it is that you see. Christy, connect with that Barbie-like state, okay? That's as easy as it is. That's what you do. Okay. All right, so let me play some music in the background. So Christy, as far as your breathing, you're going to take in a couple really big, deep cleansing breaths, and I want you to have the same momentum all throughout the meditation. So as you're breathing in, it's like in, feel your back expanse, feel like life and health and vitality completely fill your body. And then you blow out all your own garbage and BS and thoughts and whatever else is going on, like a balloon deflating. So as you're inhaling, you're visualizing yourself as this big balloon. You want to feel it in your back. That's how you know you're taking the right breath. If you're just doing your normal breathing, you want to breathe in all the life force, all the energy, everything that I'm going to walk you through injecting into you. You want it to completely engulf your body, your lungs, everything. And then you blow it all out as like a cleansing breath, okay? All right. All right, let me turn this down a little bit because I don't want that overpowering me. All right. All right, I can see you guys. Can you raise your hand and just let me know that you can hear the music and you can hear me? You can hear the two together. Okay, cool. All right, gotcha. I see you all. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes. Okay, and I want you to visualize, put your feet flat on the floor, flat on the bed, flat on something. Okay, get yourself in a comfortable position. You don't have to do no wacky yogi thing, crossing your fingers, your toes, none of that. You don't have to do any of that. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to visualize your third eye in your forehead, but visualize that it's closed. Okay, just see it there like you, just resting, chilling, just totally relaxing. All right, I want you to take in a deep, deep, deep breath in, and then blow it all out. Out. And again, take another breath in, really deep in. And then all the way out. Okay, I want you to take another one really deep in. Feel your back expand, feel life injected inside of you, feel health, happiness, vitality. And then blow out all stress, baloney, whatever words you want to put out there into that. Okay, what I want you to do is visualize the center of the earth, okay? Just picture the center of the earth, and in the center of the earth, I want you to visualize a magnet, okay? This magnet is like the life force, it's the energy, it's the vitality, it's the healing, it's the everything, all the good juju, everything that you need. I want you to connect with your feet, okay? I want you to pay attention and see if you can actually feel your feet without actually touching them. Take note as to the sensations, the temperature, the fabric, the socks, whatever it is that your feet are touching. I want you to really tune into whatever it is that your feet are touching. Pay attention to the texture, the temperature, any tingling sensations, the heat, anything. Just tune into your feet. Kind of like become one with your feet. Just breathe in and breathe out. Now I want you to visualize your feet having the opposite end of that magnet. I want you to visualize, and if you can feel your feet, get really, really, really heavy. Really heavy. Like there's cinder blocks on them, or they weigh 5,000 pounds, or they are just unmovable like mountains. What I want you to do is visualize an energetic string or cord going out of your feet, going through whatever it is that your feet are touching, going through the floor, through your basement or through the earth. And I want you to slowly see that energetic cord traveling from your feet to the center of the earth. nice and slow, going through all the various different layers, all the various different layers of the earth. When you make that connection to the center of the earth, I want you to now visualize it's like an umbilical cord, okay? So this is like your lifeline. You're gonna feel your energy sending down to the center of the earth, that magnet. And I want you to visualize the earth energy sending you energy through that cord. Pay attention if you can feel any kind of tingling in your feet, any kind of sensations, any kind of heat, cold, anything. I just want you to sit there and, for lack of a better word, just kind of marinate your feet energetically connected to the center of the earth, that life force. I want you to visualize and see just energy flowing, an exchange flowing back and forth through it like an umbilical cord. Feel your feet getting heavier and heavier and heavier. Now I want you to take a deep breath in. And when you take this deep breath in, I want you to visualize from the center of the earth, this energy, inhaling energy up through that cord into your feet, into your toes. And breathe it all out and send energy back down. Breathe in energy all the way up through that cord and feel it come into your ankles. And send it all the way down. Breathe in that energy and feel it come up into your feet, into your calves. And send it all the way down. Breathe in and inhale that energy and bring it all the way up into your knees. And breathe out and send it all the way down. Breathe all that energy in and bring it all the way up to your hips. Breathe out and send it all the way down through your body, down to the center of the earth. Breathe in that energy and breathe it all the way up into your waist. Now I want you to visualize and just kind of breathe and let that energy just kind of swirl in your gut. Just let it swirl, let it marinate. What we're doing here is just visualizing that earth energy in the seat of your intuition, in your gut. However you see it swirling, whatever the colors are, whatever it looks like. I want you to inject some words in there. Healthy, happiness, vitality, clarity, insight, whatever words you want to throw in there. When you're ready, I want you to blow it all out, all the way down, all the way out, all the way to the center of the earth. And then when you're ready, I want you to breathe it all the way in, all the way up this time to your chest, to your heart. And just let it marinate. Do your normal breathing. And again, let it marinate with your heart. Love, peace, harmony, blessings, creation, oneness, life, joy. Throw your own words in there. Let them all swirl together. Let them all marinate together. Just see harmony and beauty. See if you can tune in and feel warmth. Feel your body get warm. Feel a nice cozy tingling sensation. Feel your whole body feeling heavy, becoming one with whatever it is that you are sitting on or laying on. Feel yourself just really sink in, become very planted, very cozy, very comfortable, allowing your body just to sink deep into a relaxation. Filling your heart. When you're ready, I want you to breathe all that out, all the way down. And then I want you to breathe in, all the way up. I want you to come up to your throat. And I want you to see that energy swirl around in your throat. Feel peace, feel harmony. beautiful communication, beautiful words. When you think of beautiful things, what are the images that come into your brain? What are the images that come into your third eye? And just allow those images to come in. Love, purity, beauty. Whatever words, whatever images come in, just allow them. When you're ready, I want you to blow all that out all the way again down to the center of the earth. And this time you're going to breathe it all the way in, and you're going to breathe it all the way in up to your third eye. Your third eye is still closed. Okay? Just allow all that energy to sit on your third eye. Visualize it surrounding it like this magical swirly pool. What I want you to do, tap on the center of your forehead. Keep your eyes closed. Just 1 or 2 taps on the center of your forehead. What we're doing is we're just kind of giving it a little wake up. Visualize all that energy, all the blessings, all the clarity, all the insight. Everything just floating around in your forehead there. Pay attention to where if you can feel any tingling sensations, any temperature, anything that you feel. Put some words in there. Why is it that you're wanting to open your eye? What is your intentions? Just let it sit there. Now what I want you to do, we're going to go into a space of like a bird's eye view, gently leaving your body. And as you're leaving your body, as I walk you through this, you're going to slowly open your eye each individual step. We're going to take maybe 5 or 6 individual steps. Okay, so it's like slowly waking up. Okay, you know when you wake up in the morning, your eyes don't immediately pop open. It's just like a nice, slow little process. So the first thing I want you to do, I just want you to visualize you seeing you. Visualize like you're looking at yourself in a mirror, but your eyes are closed. In your mind's eye, see yourself looking at yourself in a mirror. And what I want you to do, you're going to breathe in. And as you breathe out, I want you to see yourself about 10 feet away from you, looking down on yourself, bird's eye view. Your eyes are closed. Pay attention to what you see in your third eye, what's around you, without looking. What does your comforter look like? What does your chair look like? What is the colors on the walls? See them all in your third eye, in your mind's eye. Blow out. And then, now as you take another breath out, when you get ready to blow out, I want you to visualize yourself leaving the room that you're in. So if you're in the second story, you would be going out the roof. If you're on the first floor, you would be going to the second floor. Energetically see yourself, what your surroundings are in your mind's eye. See your surroundings in your mind's eye. You're just kind of floating right now. You're just floating in space. With every breath that you breathe in, I want you to breathe in healing, love, protection, energy, clarity, whatever words you want to throw in there. Next time you blow out, I want you to see yourself going another level to where you can see the street that you live on. See your house, see your neighbors' houses. Take a moment and just visualize and tune in with your mind's eye what it is that you are seeing. What does your street look like? What do people's rooftops look like? How many trees are there? Take notice of the colors. Pay attention if you could see any colors of the cars, the trees. As you blow out, I want you to go even further, and I want you to see your state, the state that you live in, as if you're looking down on a map. The bird's eye view. See the entire state that you live in. Go out further and further and further. You're looking down at your state. You see the shape of your state, what it looks like on a map. See all the city lights, or even maybe there's no city lights if you're in, around water. Take note as to what that looks like, what the surroundings are, everything that you're seeing. Breathe in again all that life, all that clarity, all the knowledge. With your next breath out, I want you to go even further, and I want you to see the world. It's like you're on the moon and you're looking down and you're visualizing and you're seeing the world. You're just floating freely, nice and comfy, out into the ethers, out into the universe. Take notice of what you see. What countries or continents do you see? How much water do you see? What is behind the earth? Do you see blackness? Do you see other planets? Do you see stars? Allow your imagination to just take you wherever it wants to take you. And with your next breath out, I want you to leave the universe, leave the Milky Way, go even further out into the cosmos, see all the nebula and all that fancy, really cool artworky looking stuff. Just so comfy and free and cozy, feeling total connected and oneness to everything. You are energetically connected and tied in some way, shape, or form to all the energy around you, everything that you see. It is all one, all of one creator, and you are part of it. Breathe in that oneness. Breathe in that unity. Breathe in that togetherness. Breathe in the clarity, whatever words you want to throw in there. Feel yourself nice and heavy in your physical body, but your third eye, you are seeing yourself out into the ethers. Take note as to any movements, any colors, anything that you see. How fast or how slow things move. And I just want you to allow yourself to play all the way out there in the cosmos. If you want to pretend you have wings and you're flying, if you want to pretend you're this acrobat, you can do all these fancy flips. I want you to allow yourself to play out there. See yourself having fun. See yourself becoming one with everything in harmony. Allow yourself to just be free and play. I want you to tap on your forehead again one more time. Just continue to breathe, inhaling all of it. As you're breathing in, I want you to breathe in and visualize that you're just fueling and adding life and harmony into your third eye, into your pineal gland. Every breath is like breath of life, and you're breathing in universal life. All that universal life is completely filling you in your body, your third eye. Universal oneness, universal connectedness. I want you to just chill, like you're just floating in a make-believe swimming pool. Just allow your body to absorb all of it. We're going to make our way back to our body. I want you to just slowly visualize, nice and slow, coming back into the Milky Way, coming back and seeing the planet, slowly getting closer and closer and closer, going through the clouds. See yourself coming back into your room, into your space, into your body. With your eyes still closed, I want you to see what your room looks like, what your surroundings are through your third eye. And as you're breathing in, breathe in those deep, deep, deep breaths, knowing that all the energy that was out there in the ethers that you were becoming one with is in the room with you. You are one with everything. All that energetic life force that was out there, you carry it with you inside of you. Take note as to any sensations that you feel, any colors that you see. What I want you to do is take 3 really deep, big cleansing breaths. And on the third one, when you blow out, I want you to slowly open your eyes. Open your eyes and come back to exactly where you are. Alrighty, I am going to unmute you guys and we can have a nice Q&A and a chat. Let me see what's going on here. All right, I'm gonna stop the screen share and unmute all. Okay, does anybody want to share their experience? What did you experience anything? Did you see colors? Did you feel anything?
I could certainly do the energy. I could certainly feel the energy and try and leading it to the places, but there's more distractions going on outside that door.
Were you able to feel any sensations in your feet with grounding yourself?
Well, just kind of tingling, like mostly in my feet and ankles.
All right, Christy, how'd you do? What did you experience?
It was weird.
Okay, weird is good. Weird is good. What? Tell me about it.
For me to let go, so that's an experience in itself.
You what? Say that again.
It's very hard for me to let go.
Okay.
That's an experience, and it's a protection mechanism. So I'm learning. That's why I'm here, to learn how to let that go.
Okay.
Great. But when I did allow myself to let go, I could feel like the thing wrapping around my ankles and shooting into the earth and pulling me down.
Okay, good.
I felt it almost like a hurricane radiating up as each breath I was going. It was pretty cool.
There you go. That's pretty awesome. And you've never meditated before?
No.
Lori, how'd you do? What'd you experience?
I went up to heaven, and when you let us go, I was like in a heaven state with beautiful flowers, saw lots and lots of purples, but I saw my doggie up there.
Aww.
So that was really nice that she came to me. I saw her right as I got up there. So it was.
Oh, yeah, I just want to high five the screen.
Yeah, very nice. I like that. I saw lots of purples, And she comes to me often. I see her walking around my house and stuff too. So yeah, that was kind of nice seeing there. I get distracted when I meditate too. Like I blanked out some of the time and then I came back. So and I have a hard time with that. Like I blank everything out, like not even knowing what you were saying for a few minutes and then I come back to it.
Oh no, that's fine. See, what I love about the beauty of meditation. We each go into our own unique, our own unique space or place or, but yeah, as long as you were able to, like, I feel, because I've been practicing for a very, very many years now. Immediately, like I can tune into, like when I know I'm going to ground myself, right away I feel tingling sensations in my feet because I'm just so programmed. That is how I ground myself. I connect with the energy of the earth and I visualize myself as like an unmovable mountain or something so heavy. And then you send in like the temperature and the sensations. You try and use like all of your senses, like if you're going, I don't know, you could visualize hearing like water running or visualize the temperature of the sun hitting your face or the breeze or wherever it is that you want to go. But yeah, so all I walked you through was a basic grounding technique. So, and again, if you want to do this at home, it'd be the same process. Just close your eyes and visualize the center of the earth and you're here. And there's that energy life force connecting you, constantly flowing through you. And as you breathe, you slowly breathe it all the way up into your body to where like you're wearing like your super protection suit. That's just the way I think of it. It's your super suit. It's your coat of arms, whatever words you want to use. And then you just allow yourself with the third eye to visualize and see expansion and expansion and expansion and just going further and further and further out. And as you're doing that, you're breathing all that life, all that harmony, all that energy into your third eye. So it's kind of like, now remember earlier when we were talking about the 10 different ways to work with your third eye. Now, as you're doing that meditation, you could very well easily, like sometimes I'll take, if it's, really good oil, I'll rub it right underneath, like on my mustache here. And then like, as I'm breathing, I'm constantly smelling it, you can incorporate whatever it is that you want. You could dim the light, you can put on like a black light or, incorporate different sounds, different smells. Again, crystals. The other day when I did my meditation, I actually drew, I'll show you, because I was sitting up when I was doing it. So I wanted to hold the crystals, and of course this pen dies. But what I did was I just drew like 2 eyes on my hands. And then what I did, the crystals that we gave away at the store the other day, I held one in each hand. And I used the energy of the crystals. So as I was breathing in, by the time I got to like my chest, I then went to my hands and I visualized the amethyst, the energy of the amethyst now connecting and flowing into me. And then the energy of the rose quartz flowing in and connecting. You see what I mean? Like you can go, there's no limits as to where you can go and how you can practice and the way you can incorporate working with and opening up your third eye. So here we are on the 2-hour mark. Does anybody have any questions, any comments before we wrap it up?
Oh, I wanted to tell you one thing when I was meditating, and I forgot to tell you, maybe you have some insight. So when you were telling us to go up to our third eye, and you had said at the same time, keep it closed, don't open it yet. This beautiful eye, and I've seen these eyes before when I meditate. This beautiful eye came and opened, and it's always just one eye. And then kind of like a purple, beautiful bird came. It was very dark purple, very beautiful. The feathers were almost like coming off the neck, but I kept hearing cardinal came and that I opened before you said to open. I don't know if that means anything, but it was very cool when you were, it was very cool how it opened and it became this beautiful bird.
Yeah, when it was closed, I wanted you to like, when you were out in the sky, it was kind of like the whole time, even though your eyes were closed,
Mm-hmm.
you were internally seeing through your third eye, quote unquote, your imagination. Because you can't like open your eyes and do a meditation. It's all you visualizing things. But yeah, that's really cool. How
Yeah, it was very cool. But it was before you said open your third eye. You said keep your third eye closed.
Right. No, that's cool. You were already tuned in and you know.
I don't know what that. Yeah, but it was cool.
There's times where like I'll go. Go ahead, Christy.
I have two questions.
Sure.
How often should I meditate?
Whenever, as often as you want.
Yeah.
You can do it every day. You could do it twice a day. You could do it once a week. And when you do meditate, if I do a half-hour meditation, that's a guaranteed go to sleep.
Okay.
It just, because I get so relaxed. Like if I want to go to sleep, I'll put on a half-hour meditation and I'm just out like a freaking light because I get so relaxed. There's even, so like you could do a 5-minute meditation. You could do a 30-minute, whatever works for you. Yeah, as often as you, in my brain, I wish, I keep saying I'm going to do this. I would like to meditate every morning early, like as the sun is coming up, because I sit outside on my deck and just listen to the birds and look at nature. I don't always do it, but that would be like, if I made self-love, I make time for myself to do that, I would get up at 5 in the morning and go sit outside. And as the sun is coming up, listening to the birds, just do a quick 10-minute, a 10-minute thing. So what was your other question?
About the dream work. I never, ever, ever, ever dream.
Okay.
The next time that I did dream that I remember, it was my sister right after she passed away. And it was just a vision of her, and that was it, holding a baby, and I had just had a miscarriage, and that was it. And since then, I've never had another dream that I've remembered.
So do you know the difference between a visit and a dream?
No.
Okay. So an actual visit from your crossed over loved one, a lot of times you forget your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
A real visit, you remember it for the rest of your life, like it was yesterday. And it's like, it feels real. Like you could see them, you could feel them. If they gave you a hug, you felt the hug. Like you wake up and you're like, wow, that felt real. And you remember every detail of it for the rest of your life. That was a visit. A dream, you'll just forget about it.
Okay. But how do I get more? Like, how do I remember my dreams more, or remember visits, or whatever it is? Because I get nothing.
Yeah, it's just, there's certain sleep stages. What is their REM? And I don't remember what they all are. But there's, I think, like 4 different stages of sleep. Rapid eye movement. Yeah, that's REM. Whatever the other ones are. Depending on where you are in your sleep stages determines like your dream state and if you remember things. But it's, you know what? I really don't know how to answer that. When I try and do dream work, I always set the intention. It's like opening the door and inviting. You know what? Or my brother will be like, yeah, what? Dude, can you come visit me tonight? I would really appreciate that. I am opening my heart. I am opening my mind. And I know I am free and protected. And that it is safe for me to open up. And then I just invite him to come in. If he comes in and I get a dream and I remember it, yay. If not, it's not like I can be like, yo, dude, what the hell's wrong? You didn't come visit me. You just got to just kind of be patient and just wait. And when it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. But if the dream stuff, if you're not really getting a whole lot of dreams, do any of the other 9 exercises.
Okay. Definitely, Lola.
Okay. Yeah, so this worked out. Like I said, if I had over 15 people register, so this actually wound up being like a nice intimate, an intimate group. So yeah, the replay is going to go out. And you guys will Christy, you were supposed to go to the one in Bristol the other day, so I don't have your email.
Okay, I can just send it to you through the messenger if you want.
Yeah, do that.
Are you going to offer your next, your next class that you're offering in Bristol? Are you going to offer that online as well? Because stuff's going on at work, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to commit to that day.
Let me see. The next class is October 24th, and that is how to connect with your crossed over loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a full-blown mediumship course or workshop where you would connect with other people. It's to show you how to connect with your loved ones and start. If you watch my Message from Spirit when I do Facebook Live on Sundays, it's the same thing. It's the same concept.
Okay.
Except instead of doing a little tiny 15-minute message, I'm going to put together again another hour and a half type workshop. But yeah, if I can find the time to create all the computer techie stuff, because you got to click on here and then there's an automation. There's a lot involved behind the scenes with connecting all the dots to make a virtual thing like this happen. But yes, that is on my my list. If you can't make it to the live workshop in Bristol, more than likely I'm going to have another. I plan on doing more things like this.
Yeah, I went to work today and was like, I got to leave. A parent drama at work, and I was like, I got to go. I have a class tonight. I'm leaving.
Okay.
They wanted me to stay.
Okay. So does anybody have, again, any questions or comments before we sign off and go about our personal lives? No? Okay. I'm so happy to have you guys here. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Thanks for having it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And I was just like, it's so nice to be able to see you guys and interact with you, as opposed to like doing a Facebook Live and I could just read random comments. But yeah, I plan on doing workshops like this probably once a month.
Okay.
If you're in my Awaken Your Intuition card reading course, we do something like this every month too. And it's no charge. It's just, it comes with as a perk to going through that card reading course.
Okay.
So
Oh, we do these, because I'm in there. We do the classes. What do we do in there?
yeah, Lori, you're in the Awaken Your Intuition card reading course. Okay,
Yeah.
so the first virtual class like this is on October 10th. In the Facebook group, we still have interacting Q&A, stuff like that. I'll jump in there live. But as an added bonus, I thought it would be really nice if once a month class members, whoever was available, we're going to get together and do something exactly like this, where I'm either going to go over and show you new practice exercises and or how to do practice readings on each other to develop your confidence.
Awesome.
Yeah, because one of the girls, Melissa, who's in there, she asked me about that because she was telling me she wants to go live and she wants to do practice readings, but she's scared. And she asked me if we could do something like this on that once a month thing. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Now, this is that new course that you just put up about reading the tarot cards?
Yeah, it's how to read angel cards, tarot, it's any kind of cards.
Yeah, cards.
It's not,
I always say tarot, sorry.
yeah, right now it's
I'm saving up for that. I'm getting to you on that soon.
okay. So, but yeah, when we do our monthly meets, it's going to be the same exact thing, the same exact platform, same exact setup.
Now, what time is it on the 10th? I didn't have anything, or where do I find out when those are going to take place? Is it in
that private Facebook group under events?
Oh, under events. Okay. What time is it going to be on the 10th?
I don't know. I'd have to go and look.
Next time I get a thing on that private Facebook, because I think I got an email this week that the private Facebook was taking place, and I went on to the replay.
So, all right, everybody, I'm going to sign off then.
Good night.
All good. It was so nice to see you. See you and talk to you all real.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that just worked out great. How many people, not that I didn't want anybody to show up, but this worked out really nice, that a nice intimate group instead of like overload.
Yes.
All right, let me get this uploaded, and you'll have access to the replay if you want to go through it again, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right,
Thank
good night,
you.
everybody. Have a
Night.
Bye.
See you later.